Nearly a year after the analysis of Squiggly, a return to the cast of Skullgirls remains one of the show's most requested episodes. And given how detailed many of the factors in each character's creation are, I'm more than happy to talk about another one of these femme fatales. And two guys.
In fact, why don't we talk about the fan favorite of the original 8 protagonists? You know, Peacock, the cartoon-obsessed walking armory.
Fighting games are known for incorporating at least one bizarre or unusual character into their rosters, often as a joke. And even in a game like Skullgirls, where every character is made to stand out from the rest, there are still characters that are seen as more unique than others.
And even with several additions to Skullgirls' roster, Peacock manages to stand out for her unique design and animation style, both based on her obsession with cartoons. I'm Sarah Ann Williams.
And I'm the Kitsune Hawk, and today we'll be discussing the inspiration behind Anti-Skullgirl Lab 8's beloved Looney Tune, Peacock.
So get out your pencils, trivia enthusiasts, because this is character development. So let's start everything out by talking about Peacock's set of mechanized eyes and arms, the Eyes of Argus. These deadly prosthetics get their name from a giant of the same name from Greek mythology. Argus had 100 eyes covering his body, making him an all-seeing being.
Argus was created by the Queen of the Gods, Hera, to watch over one of Zeus's consorts after she caught the two in the act. Zeus sent Hermes to use his music to put Argus to sleep, but upon failing, Hermes murdered Argus instead.
But after Argus was killed, Hera repaid him for his services by placing his eyes on the tails of one of her sacred birds, the peacock. One of Peacock's blockbuster attacks, Argus Agony, even serves as a nod to this story both visually and by name.
Her full name, Patricia Watson, has some minor etymology worth noting, too. Patricia is a name derived from the Latin word patrician, a term used in ancient Roman society to describe the aristocratic class, which is rather ironic considering Peacock dislikes authority figures.
Watson, on the other hand, means son of Walter, with Walter being an old Germanic name meaning leader of the army, a name that better fits Peacock and her gang.
And speaking of Peacock's gang, that leads us to the name of Peacock's secondary parasite, Avery, whose name fittingly serves as a keystone for nearly the rest of Peacock's inspiration.
Avery's name is a reference to Tex Avery, a cartoonist and animator who worked under Warner Brothers Studios and later Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. Tex Avery was responsible for creating a number of iconic cartoon characters, including Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Droopy.
Avery's career began in the 1930s, the beginning of what's often dubbed as the golden age of Western animation, where Walt Disney's efforts to show the potential grandeur of animation allowed for their hold over the industry to shatter in place of simpler, inexpensive cartoons, such as Tex Avery's works.
Tex Avery's animation style was characterized by its fast-paced, frequent slapstick humor, and use of characters who were well aware that they were in a cartoon. As he put it in his own words, in a cartoon, you can do anything. This was an exact opposite of Walt Disney's more realistic style of animation at the time, adding to the popularity of Tex and similar animators.
Influences of Tex Avery's animation style are evident in many of Peacock's animations, with frequent use of swift motion, squash and stretch techniques, and of course, the constant defying of the laws of physics and space.
The names of each helper also add to the inspiration from Tex Avery cartoons. Tommy Tentons and Andy Anvil are more indirect references to Tex's slapstick humor, as anvils, boxing gloves, weights, and other objects were common tools for physical humor.
Lonesome Lenny and George Baum, however, are more direct references to Tex Avery's cartoons. It's possible that they're based on Tex's George and Junior cartoons, as George is the smaller of the two in both pairs, but they might also be based on the screwball squirrel cartoon Lonesome Lenny, in which a large dog named Lenny tries to force Screwy into being his friend, nicknaming him George throughout the cartoon. Additionally, in both instances, the names George and Lenny are a play on the John Steinbeck novel of Mice and Men.
Peacock's aesthetic isn't entirely based on Tex Avery's art style, though. Her design is actually based on early Disney cartoons of the 1920s and 30s, where simple designs were favored because they were more inexpensive when it came to animation.
Walt Disney himself once said that giving Mickey Mouse 4 digits on each hand instead of 5 not only made the character look better, but also saved thousands per cell of animation. Peacock's design reflects the simplicity of early Disney cartoons, right down to the button eyes and 4-digit hands.
And finally, there's Peacock's alternate color palettes, most of which are based on characters from Western and Eastern animation.
Palette 8 is an homage to the black and white cartoons that influenced Peacock's design, while Palette 25 is based on Annie, Girl of the Stars, from Peacock's favorite TV show of the same name.
As for the references to Eastern animation, Palette 3 is based on Alucard from the Hellsing anime and manga series. Palette 11 is based on Milk-chan from the comedy anime Super Milk-chan. Palette 18 is based on Sayaka Miki from Madoka Magica, and Palette 24 is based on Nonon Jukuzade from Kill la Kill.
Finishing off the nods to Western animation, Palette 6 is based on Lucky the Leprechaun, the mascot of Lucky Charms cereal. Palette 16 is a reference to the Warden from Super Jail. Palette 17 is based on Inspector Gadget, and Palette 20 is based on the Grinch from the book-turned-cartoon How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Each character in the roster of Skullgirls is made to stand out from the rest. But Peacock has generally been regarded as one of the most unique fighters that Skullgirls brought to the fighting game genre.
Her love of cartoons clearly shows in some of the most minute details of her design and animation, taking cues from the early days of animated cartoons, the golden age of Western animation, and even hints of contemporary Eastern and Western animation. It's no wonder that Peacock in particular gets praised for her originality.
I'm probably a little bit biased, but there's a lot to love about Peacock. She's this big love letter to animation, memes, comics, and internet culture. We don't get to see characters as fun and original as her very often, and I don't know if we'll see another one like her for a very long time. This has been Character Development. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your feedback and suggestions in the comment section. If you want to see more episodes of Character Development, just use the annotation on the right. If you like video games and musicals, you should check out Random Encounters channel. These are some really talented guys who make a lot of fun video game related musicals, and I've even gotten to work with them a couple times. Just use the annotation on the left. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye!